Today on the Workbench, I have 3 new versions of El Barco with watercolor. The prints with watercolor will replace the prints that had aqua tint on them. I already have the backboard and the mat, so I'm going to put one in each of these that they'll be replacing. And that one goes in there. Then I'm going to set these back to the side. I have 3 new prints of him to her. These are going to the side. This one is balanced. I reprinted this one this week. This replaces one I sold on Etsy. Setting this to the side. Now I gotta go over there and get my Tranquility prints from under the stack. I use copper plates for weights. Anything in here? I think this one's empty. Here we go. It's Tranquility number 1, Tranquility number 2, Tranquility number 3. So I already got a nibble on these. I need to start prepping these for sale. And I need to photograph for Etsy. Before I can photograph these, I need to sign them. Number 1, Tranquility DM. Yeah, that's why I use pencil. Number 2, Tranquility DM. Number 3, Tranquility DM. I don't need to photograph all 3. Just number 1. Arrange my lights. I use a dark piece of mat board for the background and a light piece of mat board for under the print. A display stand. Yeah, it looks like crap. Number 1. Print up on a display stand. Then I use a Canon Sure Shot for the close stuff. These are stills. This is pretty high res. Optical zoom. It's a good camera. Canon. And then we have the photo shoot. I like to take multiple shots. You never know which one will be in focus, which one the exposure will be right on. I'll do the easel shots from multiple angles. Just never know. Readjust the lights. And then a few overhead shots. Most of these get deleted. Hopefully there's a good one. If you take enough, you will get a good one. But it's digital. Who cares? It's not like you got to shoot film. Anybody remember those days? Yeah, thousands of dollars spent on film. All right, this work for Etsy's done. Now I need 2 backboards and 1 mat. So I'll need my Logan mat cutter, straight cutter, bevel cutter, some pencils, a little measuring board, and a ruler. So I have a blank from my stash. Let's see how big this thing is. Mark it, mark it. Mark it. I'll cut it to size with the straight cutter. On the marks and cut. On the marks and cut. Now I need 2 backboards. This guy is big. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 backboards out of this. It pays to take some time and figure it out so you don't have a whole bunch of scrap left over. Mark it. Mark it. The table's just barely big enough for all this. I've thought about putting an extension on back there. Oh, I don't need this beverage over here. That's a recipe for disaster. Coffee and mat boards do not mix. All right. Over to my marks and cut. Mark and mark and mark and mark. On my marks and cut. Marks again. Cut again. Alright, so backboards are done. All the straight cuts are done. Now I'm going to work on the bevel cuts. Before I cut these bevels, I'm going to cut down this print. Mark, mark, and mark, and mark. I was wrong. That wasn't the last of the straight cuts. We're cutting this down so it'll fit in the mat. Marks lined up. Cut 1, cut 2, cut 3, and cut 4. And we'll measure and mark on the back of the print. Line up halfway on the signature line. Over the cutter, we'll set the scale to mark the back of the print. 2 1/4, mark, cut line, cut line, cut line, cut line. Bevel cutter, scale's all set, slip board on the top, line up on the cut line, cut to the other cut line, and 2, and 3, and 4. That falls right out. So if the sale goes through, I've got a backboard with an unmatted print, and I've got a backboard, print, and a mat. And if she wants a frame, I got a frame, put the matted print in the frame. Zingo bingo. So if you like framing a mat, and hit the like button. And check out the social media links in the description. And subscribe. And we'll see you the next time on Moskow Fine Arts.